I get it, Khamzat. You want your title fight. You're ready now. I don't know why you didn't get frustrated before, because it's been your time to be fighting for a championship. But when the champ goes, hey, I've been around, I've been fighting, where have you been? There's no denying the flat-out evidence that Dricus has been more active than Khamzat Chimaev. When a champion goes down, the UFC does look to interim title fight.
Daniel Cormier slams Khamzat Chimaev ahead of his fight with Dricus du Plessis, stating that Khamzat doesn't deserve the shot against DDP. DC said there's enough bad blood between Dricus and Khamzat to sell a fight, but questioned Khamzat's activity. He pointed out that the biggest move Khamzat has made lately is posting on X, while Dricus has been consistently fighting. DC acknowledged that Khamzat wants a title shot now, but wondered why he wasn't pushing for it earlier. He said the champion has a point when he asked where Khamzat has been, because the facts show Dricus has been more active. DC also expressed frustration with the UFC turning to interim title fights when champions are sidelined.
It's time. And these guys have enough bad blood to carry a fight and get everybody excited. Khamzat, this guy big is what he put on X. That's it. So the champion then says, let's take a look at the last 2.5 years and tell me who's. I get it, Khamzat. You want your title fight. You're ready now. I don't know why you didn't get frustrated before, because it's been your time to be fighting for a championship. But when the champ goes, hey, I've been around, I've been fighting, where have you been? There's no denying the flat-out evidence that Dricus has been more active than Khamzat Chimaev. When a champion goes down, the UFC does look to interim title fight.
DC strongly criticized the idea of an interim championship, calling it one of the most unjustified in recent UFC history. He said interim titles are meant for inactive champions, which isn't the case here. Dricus du Plessis has been active, fighting top contenders, defending his belt, and beating big names in the division. DC believes introducing an interim title now would be unfair to Dricus and would devalue what it means to be a true defending UFC champion.
I got a problem with it. There's no reason for an interim championship fight. I'm gonna just put it out there. It would be one of the most unjust interim titles made in recent UFC history. He's active. He's fighting people. He's a champion that defends the belt, and he's beating all the biggest names in that weight class.
However, Ariel Helwani shared his thoughts on the matchup, saying he believes Dricus du Plessis will figure things out as the fight progresses. He explained that Dricus might drag the fight into the later rounds, giving himself time to learn, adjust, and adapt to the challenge. Ariel suggested it could be a valuable learning experience for Dricus, and that, with time, he'll find a way to overcome whatever problems come his way during the fight.
I think he takes him to deep water and he figures it out, and I think it's like a learning lesson for him and all this stuff.
On the other hand, DDP said he would see Khamzat when he sees him. He mentioned that when Khamzat tweets, and it makes sense, it's usually his agent, but when the tweets are just random English words, it's probably Khamzat himself. DDP said Khamzat talked about a fight, but couldn't make it happen. He couldn't get the welterweight title and definitely won't get the middleweight title either. DDP called it a waste of potential.
Do we have a message for Khamzat Chimaev?
I'll see you when I see you. I think he tweeted something. He actually tweeted, because when his tweets make sense, it's his agent, and when it's just like random English words in a certain, it's him, and he said this fight, shit fight, yeah. Fight, yeah. Well, I mean, trying to get to a fight, couldn't get the welterweight title, definitely not getting the middleweight title. Like, talk about a waste of potential. That's about it.
Wanted to get your thoughts on Dricus as a champion, his run so far, and what do you make of his grappling?
What do you think, guys? How I done with this guy, Rob? How he done? Rob took him down. So if Rob took him down, so there is salam alaikum.
Moreover, Michael Bisping shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis, saying Khamzat's best shot is to finish du Plessis early. He pointed out that Dricus is in top form with a 23-2 record, currently on an 11-fight win streak that includes 10 wins in the UFC. This fight will mark Dricus' third title defense. Bisping reminded fans that du Plessis edged out a close split decision over Sean Strickland at UFC 297, submitted Israel Adesanya in the 4th round, and later beat Strickland again by unanimous decision. He stressed that champions often level up after winning the belt, and Dricus is showing that by improving with every performance.
And I'm telling you, he's going to try and finish Dricus du Plessis straight away. And that's his best bet. Now, Dricus du Plessis, this man's on fire, right? He's 23-2 overall. He's on an 11-fight win streak. He's got 10 wins in the UFC. And of course, this will be his third title defense. He beat Sean Strickland by unanimous decision. He choked out Israel Adesanya in the 4th round. And he took the belt, as we know, in a close split decision victory over Sean Strickland way back at UFC 297. But they always say when you become the champion, you get 30% better. This man is improving all the time.
Michael Bisping warned that if Khamzat Chimaev believes he can easily take Dricus du Plessis down and submit him, he could be in for a rude surprise. He highlighted Dricus' strong grappling skills, noting that he once submitted an entire team of black belt jiu-jitsu practitioners. While Bisping praised Khamzat's move to middleweight and his dominant performance against Robert Whittaker, he emphasized that du Plessis is not someone to take lightly. With his size, skill set, and constant improvement, Dricus poses a real threat. Bisping believes Khamzat will need more than just power and aggression to come out on top.
And just take down Dricus du Plessis and just choke him out, right? Like he's some schmuck. Like he doesn't know what he's doing. Like he's not someone that choked out an entire black belt jiu-jitsu team one after the other. Then I think Khamzat Chimaev will be in for a rude awakening. Now, of course, since Khamzat Chimaev moved up to 185 pounds, he's looked phenomenal, okay? The way that he destroyed Robert Whittaker, that was so impressive.
Robert Whittaker shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis, saying it's tough to pick a winner. He acknowledged Khamzat's elite-level takedowns, describing them as powerful and hard to stop. However, he questioned whether Khamzat can maintain that pressure if the fight goes into the later rounds. Whittaker pointed out that Dricus is incredibly durable and persistent, someone who doesn't go away easily. He said that if Khamzat can't finish Dricus early, then Dricus is likely to take over as the fight drags on. In Whittaker's view, Dricus tends to win those fights where he survives the early storm, comparing him to something that just sticks around and wears opponents down.
Khamzat and DDP, the next fight. Who do you think is going to walk away as the champion?
I can't see anyone really stopping Chimaev's takedowns. Like, his takedowns are so hard to stop. It's super high level. Can DDP drag it into those later rounds? Can it get through the first grappling exchanges and then start to capitalize on his just like persistence, like doggedness to go away? Honestly, if Chimaev can't get DDP out of there, DDP wins. DDP wins almost every fight. You can't get rid of him, right? Because he's like mold, dude.
Dricus du Plessis spoke confidently about his upcoming fight with Khamzat Chimaev, acknowledging Khamzat's strength but saying it doesn't compare to his own. He described Khamzat as a gun-assed and dangerous, but sees himself as a tank, powerful and relentless. Dricus believes no middleweight can match his physical strength, and once the fight goes past the first round, he expects to take control with ease.
The Khamzat fight's what I want. I want to take this. It's not even a doubt in my mind. Khamzat is a strong guy, but I know for a fact that he's never felt power like this. In this case, he hasn't gotten either a tank when it comes to the strength. So there's not a middleweight that's going to overpower me. It's not going to happen. Once it goes past round 2, it's going to be smooth sailing.
On the other hand, Khamzat Chimaev shared his curiosity about how Dricus du Plessis performs as a champion and what his journey has really shown so far. He questioned Dricus' ability to handle high-level grappling, pointing out that even Robert Whittaker was able to take him down. While Khamzat acknowledged that Dricus is a tough and durable fighter, he expressed doubt about whether Dricus can withstand the pressure and skill of elite grapplers like himself.
Wanted to get your thoughts on Dricus as a champion, his run so far, and what do you make of his grappling?
What do you think, guys? How I done with this guy, Rob? How he done? Rob took him down. So if Rob took him down, so there is salam alaikum.
However, Ilia Topuria expressed respect for both Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis, calling Khamzat a relentless fighter who always looks for a finish instead of leaving it to the judges. He said Khamzat has earned a title shot and deserves to fight for the belt soon. Although Ilia is friends with both fighters and values those relationships, he sees their potential matchup as an exciting one for the fans. He wished both men the best ahead of the fight.
He's the man. He's a savage. He calls him his shots. He finishes his opponents. When he goes inside the octagon, you know that that guy goes for the finish. He's not looking for the decision. That's why I respect Khamzat. He's a beast. So he deserves to fight for the title as soon as possible. We're gonna have an amazing fight because I love Dricus du Plessis. He's a great human being. I have a great relationship with him. I have a great relationship with Khamzat also. But as a fan of mixed martial arts, it's gonna be a very exciting fight. I hope the best man wins, and I wish best of the luck to both of them.
Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson shared his thoughts on the middleweight title fight between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis, saying that controlling the pace will be a key factor. He believes du Plessis has the edge in striking if he can keep the fight standing and avoid getting tied up in Chimaev's grappling. Johnson pointed out that Chimaev has shown signs of fatigue in the later rounds, and du Plessis' awkward, unorthodox striking could cause problems. However, he also warned that Chimaev's wrestling remains a serious threat, and du Plessis will need to be prepared to defend takedowns throughout the entire fight.
If Chimaev cannot get him down,
he will. But yeah.
But let's say he does get him down.
Yep.
And he doesn't finish him, right? I think he's spent. Because you look at his fights. You look when he fought Gilbert Burns, when he fought Kamaru Usman. He had Kamaru Usman fully mounted, back hooks and everything, right?
Yep.
Working for the choke, pounding him, could not finish him,
Couldn't get him.
The rest of the time, he could not find it was shadow boxer. Granted, he might be sick or whatever, but if he cannot figure it out within those first 2 rounds or the first round he gets him down, I think DDP is gonna do what he does best. He's gonna be awkward. He's gonna be do the kicks, and I think DDP is gonna beat him.
Yeah,
like
I could see it.
I think Khamzat Chimaev is more athletic, more traditional, but I think that awkwardness of the old what did he say? The lanky man style. I think DDP is gonna put in the bag.
Jamahal Hill shared that he slightly favors Dricus du Plessis in the upcoming fight, admitting that du Plessis has consistently proven him wrong in past matchups. He pointed to du Plessis' superior cardio and physical strength as key factors that make him a tough challenge for anyone in the division. Hill noted that Khamzat Chimaev has shown signs of slowing down in the later rounds, which could play into du Plessis' hands. He also mentioned du Plessis' unpredictable, unorthodox striking style as a weapon that could help him land important shots. Still, Hill warned not to underestimate Chimaev, whose natural grappling talent remains a serious threat in any fight.
I probably favor DDP in that one, just for the simple fact of I've doubted this dude so many times now, and he's shut me up bad every time. It may look like he's like fatiguing or he's like slowing down, but he's really not. I think he's got the better cardio. His physical strength, I believe, can pose a problem for anybody in that division. We've seen Khamzat fade over the course of rounds before. I just believe Dricus has a really, really awkward way of throwing strikes that's not easy to time, get a read on. So I believe he will land. So I probably lean more towards DDP, but you can't count a guy like Khamzat out. I believe he's one of the best natural pure grapplers. He does have the ability to throw some hands too. So it's interesting.
Dricus du Plessis praised Khamzat Chimaev's wrestling, calling it world-class and highly impressive. He also gave credit to Israel Adesanya for his striking and Sean Strickland for his boxing, noting that their records reflect their high-level skills. However, Dricus emphasized that MMA isn't about mastering just one discipline, whether it's wrestling, striking, or boxing, because the sport requires a complete, well-rounded skill set to succeed.
His wrestling is world class. It's phenomenal. But so is Israel Adesanya's striking, right? And so is Sean Strickland's boxing. World class. Adesanya striking, world class. His kickboxing record speaks for itself. This is not striking, this is not wrestling, this is not grappling, this is MMA.
Dricus du Plessis made it clear that while he respects Khamzat Chimaev's skills, his focus is on proving he's the greatest of all time. He said he's willing to do whatever it takes to show that when they step into the cage. Dricus acknowledged that Khamzat has looked impressive and has lived up to the hype with his wrestling, but pointed out that how good a fighter looks often depends on the level of competition. He vowed not to give Khamzat those same opportunities in their fight. Dricus added that while he might let an opponent have a good moment, he will never let them win no matter how talented they are.
Yes, I do think his wrestling is phenomenal. But when the night comes, it's not about teaching him a lesson. It's about proving once again that I will be the greatest of all time and doing whatever I have to prove that. Because yes, I know his wrestling is great. It is 100%. He's proven that. I mean, look at his performances. But you're only as good as your opponent lets you. And I won't let you look good. I can let you look good, but I can't let you win, unfortunately.
Chael Sonnen gave his take on the upcoming fight between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis, stating that it's far from an easy matchup for either fighter. He highlighted how difficult it is to take du Plessis down and keep him there, something no opponent has been able to do so far. Chael also talked about how exciting the middleweight division has become, naming rising contenders like Kyle Barboza, Bo Nickel, and Dennis Tuliuline, while pointing out that Sean Strickland is still very much in the mix. He said the division is under the brightest spotlight it's ever had, and called this a thrilling era for the 185-pound weight class.
I mean, this isn't a simple fight where you go, well, go out and take him down. It's like, yeah, good luck. Go out and take him down. Yeah, it's true. And then you got to hold him there once you do it. Oh, and by the way, nobody else has taken down and held Dricus there. Like, this fight is starting to look different. The entire division is starting to look different. There's never been a time that 185 pounds has had such a spotlight on it. I'm watching this guy, Kyle Barrow, myself. I'm thinking this guy might quietly be the real assassin of that division, but that's not easy to say. I think Bo Nickel go all the way to the top. And I think that DeRinner is greatly underrated. And I don't think Sean Strickland is ready to move on just yet. Like, 185 is a really exciting proposition.
Chael Sonnen admitted that it's no surprise Khamzat Chimaev is the favorite heading into the fight and said he would likely lean toward picking him to win. However, he also admitted that his confidence in that pick drops when asked exactly how Chimaev would get it done. Chael expressed uncertainty about whether Chimaev can consistently take Dricus du Plessis down or keep him there. He believes the first round will be key. If Chimaev secures an early takedown, things could quickly unravel for du Plessis. But if du Plessis can defend the takedowns in the opening 5 minutes, Chael thinks the fight will start to shift in his favor as it goes on.
Is it a surprise that Chimaev is a favorite? No, I would expect him to be. But I also feel as though if I were predicting this today, I would lean Chimaev. As long as you didn't ask me a follow-up question. Like if I told you, hey, I think Chimaev's going to beat Dricus. Okay, great. If we all get up and walk out of the room, we're fine. The problem is if you're going to ask me how. How is he going to beat him? Because I am not fully confident that Chimaev can take him down at will. I'm not fully confident he can keep him there. We're going to know in the very first round. If Dricus gets taken down in the first round, things are going to unravel very quickly. But if he can defend a takedown for the entire first 5 minutes, it's only going to get easier to stay on your feet after that. It's an exciting match. I would expect Chimaev to be the favorite. And he is.
So what are your thoughts on this? Share your thoughts on this in the comment section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.